Hello everyone, my name is Lucy. Welcome to my channel. If you thought baby back ribs are only for barbecuing, you're mistaken. I'm making a delicious rice today with these baby back ribs. So please join me in my kitchen to make this wonderful rice. For this recipe, I'm going to be using about 5 pounds of pork baby back ribs sprinkled with salt and pepper. 5 pounds seems to be a lot, but remember it's all bones. About 4 cups of long grain rice. And about 4 cups of chicken broth, or you can use beef broth. 1 diced large onion, about 1/2 of a cup of chopped cilantro, five or 6 mini sweet peppers, and I seeded them and cut them in half. Make sure they're the sweet kind and not the hot kind. Curry powder, annatto powder. I could make the oil, but this is the easier way. About 2 tablespoons of olive oil or vegetable oil, 1 diced Cuban green pepper, 3 or 4 bay leaves, culantro leaves. Every Puerto Rican dish should have culantro. I have about 4 or 5 leaves. Garlic cloves, tomato paste, 1 can or about 2 cups of diced tomatoes, and sweet red bell peppers or Spanish sweet bell peppers. In high temperature in my Dutch oven, I'm going to heat the olive oil and I'm going to fry the ribs. Make sure they're golden brown in both sides. While the ribs are frying, I'm going to make the sofrito for the rice. Using my blender, I'm going to blend together the garlic cloves, the mini sweet peppers, the Cuban pepper, and the culantro leaves. A little bit of olive oil or vegetable oil, just enough to blend them together to make a paste. Once the ribs are fried, brown in both sides, I'm going to retire from the Dutch oven. Put them in a bowl until it's time to use them again. In the same grease as I fried the ribs, I'm going to saute the onions until they are translucent. It will take maybe 5 to 6 minutes. Once the onions are translucent and golden yellow, then I add the mini sweet peppers and culantro mixture. And this is how a sofrito is made. Once you master this, you know how to make any Puerto Rican dish. Let it cook or saute for a minute or 2. Add the diced tomatoes and the tomato paste. Mix everything, and I'm still cooking in high temperature. But if you don't feel comfortable with a high temperature, you can always lower the temperature to medium. I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken broth, and you can use beef stock or beef broth. I'm going to let it boil before I start adding the powders. This is the curry powder, the annatto powder, also add the red bell peppers or Spanish sweet peppers. And I forgot to mention that I also added the bay leaves at this point. You can also taste full salt. Add the cilantro, mix well and let it boil. Add salt if you need to add salt, but remember the spare ribs have salt already in them. I'm going to add the rice before I add the ribs. That's because I want to make sure I have the right amount of liquids. And I'm going to bury the ribs inside the rice. Right now I'm cooking in medium temperature. I don't want the rice to dry out too fast. I'm going to wait until the liquid is absorbed by the rice and mix well once again and lower the temperature to low or simmer. Cover the pot and let it cook for the next 30 minutes. Remember, the ingredients and the steps to take for this recipe are in the description below this video. You can stir the rice after 15 minutes of cooking, but I let it cook the 30 minutes completely without stirring. The rice is completely cooked right now, and I'm going to stir once again before serving. I hope you like this video and that you try this recipe soon. Please come back to see me again. Buen provecho. I see you in my next video. Bye bye. Rice. I'm making rice with pork, baby back ribs.